Calls for rules changes come after Red Bull were punished for breaching the budget cap. Formula One fans have demanded the FIA change rules around budget cap breaches after Christian Horner suggested 6 teams could break the allowance this season. Thousands of supporters have called for regulations to be tweaked after it emerged many teams could be at risk of penalties. In an exclusive poll for Express Sport, 57% of voters want the regulations to be rewritten. Meanwhile, 43% put the onus on teams to curb their own spending to stay within the existing framework. It comes just months after Red Bull were slapped with a penalty for breaching the budget cap back in 2021. The champions were hit with a £6.4 million $7 million fine as well as a 10% reduction in wind tunnel testing and CFD development next season. FIA bosses found the team had exceeded the allowance by £1.8 million $2.2 million in their annual reports. However, the potential punishment was reduced when the governing body accepted the overspend would have been just £432,000 $0.5 million if tax reports had been filed correctly. Horner hit out at the penalty as a draconian measure and hinted it would have a detrimental effect on Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez's chances next season. The Red Bull boss also took the opportunity to dig out his rivals, claiming as many as half a dozen teams could breach the cap in 2022. Horner explained, "I think what we have set is a precedent. And it sets a precedent for 2022, and a danger for 2022 is that there could be 6 teams in breach of the cap. Energy prices have been exponential, but thankfully we've been protected from that. But there is that chance that several teams, many of which have stated it during F1 Commission meetings, will break the cap this year." Horner has also suggested constructors could even face tougher penalties than Red Bull. He has claimed the team were hit with a tough sanction after a 0.7% breach, meaning higher transgressions should lead to more severe issues. Red Bull chief Helmut Marko doubled down on Horner's assessment that over half the grid could be affected. He told Auto Motor und Sport, "I think the current status is that 6 teams are over it. Inflation is something that was not calculable to that extent, especially when it comes to energy costs.